And God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. Genesis 1-4. And God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. A moment so brief in words, yet so deep in meaning. In that sacred space between creation and recognition, something divine took place. It wasn't just about bringing light into the world. It was about discerning its value, calling it good, and then making a separation. A clear line between what gives life and what hides it. Between what reveals truth and what conceals it. Between what must remain and what must be gently but firmly released. It's one thing to create something beautiful. It's another thing entirely to recognize its beauty. To look at what has been made, whether by divine hands or human ones. Name it good. That is what God did. He didn't rush past the light. He didn't immediately move to the next task. He paused. He saw, he acknowledged, he affirmed. That divine recognition gives us a glimpse into the heart of our Creator, and it teaches us something deeply important about our own lives. Sometimes, the hardest part of transformation isn't beginning. It's discerning, not creating the light, but recognizing it. Not just knowing what has entered your life, but valuing it enough to protect it, to separate it from the things that would drown it out. The story of Genesis doesn't end with, "Let there be light." That was only the beginning. What follows is the clarity to understand that light is not just a new thing, it's a necessary thing. It's something sacred, and sacred things must be protected, so God separates it. Not because darkness is evil on its own, but because it is not the same. It cannot exist in the same space, not if the light is to flourish. There is a divine boundary drawn here, a separation with purpose. And this is where many of us live today, in the in-between space where light has entered, but separation has not yet occurred, where we've had moments of clarity, glimpses of healing, tastes of joy, but we're still tangled up in what the light came to remove. You've seen the light. You've felt its warmth. Maybe it came in a moment of worship, a quiet prayer, a powerful realization. But now comes the question, can you separate? Can you begin to pull your life away from the things that keep dragging you back into confusion, into shame, into fear? Can you create space between who you were and who you're becoming? Between what drains you and what fills you? This is what Genesis 1-4 is teaching us. That recognizing the light is only part of the journey. To grow, to heal, to move forward, we must separate. Not out of judgment, but out of love. Not out of pride, but out of wisdom. Because not everything that exists deserves to stay. Not every relationship, not every habit, not every thought. Some things must be left behind, not because they are bad in and of themselves, but because they are no longer aligned with the light you carry now. To separate is to choose. To say yes to the new, we must say no to the old. To fully live in the light, we must stop compromising with the darkness. That doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean pretending we don't struggle. It means we stop making excuses for what's holding us back. It means we begin to honor the good that God has placed in us and around us by protecting it, guarding it, letting it grow. God called the light good. Can you call the light in your life good too? Can you acknowledge the growth, even if it's small? Can you recognize the healing, even if you're not fully there yet? Can you honor the hope rising in you, even if it's just a flicker? What God calls good, we must learn to call good too. We must agree with Him about our hearts, about our futures, about our worth, because if we don't name it, we won't protect it. And if we don't protect it, we risk losing it to the very shadows it came to replace. Light doesn't fight with darkness, it simply separates from it. That's the power of boundaries. That's the wisdom of discernment. It's not about shame, it's about alignment, about clarity, about choosing what will define your space, your thoughts, your future. It's easy to hold on to what we've known, even when it hurts us, even when it limits us, because the unknown feels risky and separation feels lonely. But what if the separation isn't a loss, it's a sacred step towards something better? What if leaving behind the darkness is not punishment, it's protection? What if it's not about being strong, but about being ready? Ready to grow, ready to rise, ready to step fully into the light you've already been given. You don't have to have it all figured out to begin the separation. You just need the willingness to say, this is not for me anymore. This fear is not for me. This toxic pattern is not for me. This voice of self-doubt is not for me. These chains I've worn so long, they are not part of the light. And if they are not part of the light, they do not belong in my story. What belongs is peace. What belongs is truth. What belongs is joy. What belongs is purpose. These are the things that flourish in the light. These are the things God called good. These are the things He longs to see growing in you. So today, take a moment to see clearly. Look at your life with the eyes of God. Don't rush past your light. Don't minimize it. See it. Name it. Value it, and then protect it. Draw boundaries around it. Create space for it. Let it grow. Let it rise. Because in the beginning, God didn't just create light, He called it good, and then He made sure it stood apart. That is the invitation for you now, not just to receive light, but to live in it, to walk in it, to protect it, to separate from what no longer serves it. And in doing so, you'll begin to see something beautiful. Not just a new beginning, but a deeper becoming. Life no longer entangled in shadows. A soul no longer defined by the past. A heart fully turned toward the light and learning, moment by moment, that it is good in your life. Light already exists. Even if you don't feel it today, even if the burdens are weighing heavy on your shoulders, even if you've been stumbling through dark seasons, unsure of where you're going or if you'll ever get there, the truth is, there is light in you. It may be small, quiet, flickering, but it's there. It's in every time you chose to be kind when you were hurting. It's in every silent battle you fought without applause. It's in every moment you got back up when life knocked you down. That's light, that's strength, that's goodness. You've made progress. You've grown, even if it feels slow. You've made choices that moved you toward healing, even if it doesn't feel like you're fully healed. You've started again after heartbreak. You've continued showing up, even when your heart was tired. You've tried, really tried, to do better, to be better. That's not nothing. That's light too. It's not just the grand victories that matter. It's the daily decisions, the quiet perseverance, the faithful steps no one sees. That's what forms the light in your story. You've shown kindness, even when you didn't receive it in return. You've forgiven when you could have stayed angry. You've extended grace when it wasn't deserved. You've listened when you were the one needing to be heard. Those moments matter. They are proof of the goodness inside you, the divine fingerprint, still shaping who you are becoming. Kindness is light. It reflects the heart of the Creator more than any loud display of success or achievement ever could. And you've survived. You've survived things people don't even know about. The nights you cried alone, the fears you carried without telling anyone, the inner wars you fought while smiling on the outside. You've held on when you thought you would break. You've kept going, even when you didn't see the way forward. That is not weakness, that is holy resilience. That is evidence of a light that refuses to be extinguished. You've come further than you realize. You've endured more than you ever thought you could. There is good in you, even if you forget to see it, even if your mind plays tricks on you, even if your past tries to argue otherwise, even if the voice in your head constantly reminds you of your flaws and failures. The truth remains. There is still good in you. There is still something beautiful unfolding. You are not defined by your worst moments. You are not the sum of your shame. The light in you is not cancelled by your darkness. It is defined by it. It is most visible because of it. But the journey doesn't stop at creation. God didn't stop after he said, "Let there be light." He didn't move on to the next task without pause. He saw the light. He acknowledged it. He named it as good. That's a step we often skip in our own lives. We create, we grow, we heal, and then we rush to the next challenge, the next task, the next mountain. But God calls us to pause, to see, to recognize what's been formed, not just what still needs to be fixed, but what is already good. Awareness is part of the journey. Awareness turns survival into testimony. It turns quiet growth into celebration. It turns light into something that can be protected, nurtured, honored. Without awareness, we miss the miracle of what's happening inside us. Without recognition, we treat our progress as ordinary, but it's not. Every inch forward is sacred. Every healed part of your heart is a monument to grace. Every small act of love is a seed of divine light. God didn't just make the light, he saw that it was good. That's your invitation now, to do the same. To look at your life not just through the lens of what's missing or broken, but through the lens of what's already glowing, what's already right, what's already evidence of God's hand moving through your days. Maybe you're not where you want to be, but you're not where you were. That's worth seeing. That's worth naming as good. It takes humility to see your own light. It's easier to downplay it, to focus on your flaws, to dismiss your progress. But humility isn't thinking less of yourself, it's thinking truthfully. And the truth is, God doesn't create without purpose. He doesn't light up what he plans to abandon. If there's light in you, it's because he put it there. If there's growth in you, it's because he's still working. Don't deny what God has already declared good. So take a moment, reflect, look inward with grace. You're not perfect, but you're glowing. You're not finished, but you're forming. You're not yet where you want to be, but the light has already begun. Don't skip past that. Don't minimize it. Don't rush the process. Celebrate the goodness you've seen. Remember the times when light broke through when you least expected it. Let those memories remind you there is more ahead, more light, more healing, more clarity, and let this be your prayer, not just for more, but for the awareness to see what is already here, to stop chasing the future so hard that you forget to bless the present, to stop being so focused on fixing yourself that you forget to celebrate who you've become. The creator of the universe looked at the light and said, "This is good." Let your heart echo that same affirmation over your own journey. This is good, this breath, this breakthrough, this moment of peace, this scar that's healing, this joy that's returning, this quiet strength you carry. this hope that keeps rising. It's all good, not because it's perfect, but because it's real, it's divine, it's light, and you are learning, just like creation did, that to see. The light is to recognize your worth, to honor what God has already started, to name it for what it is, to separate it from what no longer belongs, and to walk forward, not in search of light, but in response to the light already alive inside of you. That's your next step, to pause, to breathe, and to recognize your value. Not tomorrow, not when everything is fixed, not when the world applauds you, but now, in this moment, with all your imperfections, with all your flaws, with the weight of the past still fading from your shoulders and the uncertainty of tomorrow still lingering. Even with all of that, your value is real. Your light is present, and it deserves to be seen, to be respected, to be celebrated. You've built more than you know. Maybe it doesn't look like a monument. Maybe it's not a visible masterpiece, but it's there in every habit you broke, every boundary you established, every time you said no to what no longer aligned with who you're becoming. It's in every late-night decision to keep moving forward. It's in the quiet forgiveness you gave when no one said sorry. It's in the growth that came not from ease, but from endurance. You've built something sacred in your life, resilience, faith, vision that matters. You've endured storms that no one else could fully understand, not because you had all the answers, but because you didn't give up. When fear knocked, you still opened the door to faith. When doubt whispered, you still chose hope. When pain lingered longer than expected, you still chose to heal. You didn't just survive, you transformed, slowly, silently, piece by piece. You kept showing up when no one was clapping, and that's strength, that's power, that's the kind of light that comes from the inside out. Now it's time to look at your journey and say, this is good. Not because everything is perfect, but because this is real. This is you becoming. This is you reflecting the image of the Creator who made you. He looked at his creation and didn't wait for it to be finished before calling it good. He spoke goodness over it in its earliest stage, and you must learn to do the same. Speak goodness over your life now, over the progress, over the process, over the parts still healing. Speak truth, speak honor, speak recognition. You've been through darkness, the kind that tries to consume, the kind that tries to convince you that your light doesn't matter. You've walked through pain, not just the kind that stings, but the kind that lingers in the background of your every decision, the kind that shapes how you see yourself, how you love, how you trust. And still, you're here, still growing, still believing, still carrying light that matters. But now, it's time to do more than just carry the light. It's time to see it, to honor it, to protect it. Not from fear, but from wisdom. You've come too far to let darkness creep back in unnoticed. Too far to pretend that you don't need boundaries. Too far to let old patterns reclaim sacred ground. Light must be separated from the darkness, not because you're judging the past, but because you're choosing the future. You're choosing clarity. You're choosing life. You're choosing what aligns with your identity and your calling. Protect your peace. That's not selfish. It's sacred. You can't keep letting people, habits, or thoughts that diminish your light stay close to your heart. This isn't about cutting people off with bitterness. It's about stepping into alignment with who you really are. The light you carry deserves room to grow, and growth requires space. Space for new habits, new beliefs, new relationships. Space for quiet, space for joy, space for purpose. So start drawing that sacred line, not from anger, not from pride, but from clarity, the same way God did in the beginning. He didn't yell at the darkness. He didn't shame it. He simply separated. And so can you. You can walk away from what no longer reflects your light. You can choose to close the chapter with grace. You can decide that anything that doesn't feed your soul or align with your purpose no longer belongs in your circle. That is power. That is maturity. That is wisdom. And here's the truth. The light in you isn't fragile. It's not going to burn out because life gets hard. It was born in hardship. It was lit in dark places. It's not weak. It's resilient. It's divine. But even divine light needs to be guarded. Not in fear, but in reverence. You are becoming someone who knows their worth. And people who know their worth don't beg to be seen. They walk in truth. They don't chase approval. They stand in purpose. Let your light shine not to impress, but to illuminate. Let it shine because the world needs it. Let it shine because it's a reflection of the one who made you. Let it shine even when others don't understand. Even when they try to dim it. Even when your old self tries to drag you back into patterns you've outgrown. Let it shine and separate it from anything that tries to cover it. This is not a rejection of others. This is an acceptance of yourself. This is you deciding that your future is too important to keep playing small, that your healing is too sacred to keep reopening wounds, that your purpose is too urgent to keep compromising. This is not a moment of pride. It's a moment of spiritual alignment, a moment of choosing what's good, a moment of becoming dot. So pause, look around, look within. You've come so far. You've endured so much. And the light inside you, it is good. It is worthy of honor. It is ready to be seen. And now it's your time to separate from the old, to step into the new, and to walk boldly in the light you carry, just like God did, just like you were always meant to. Not everything deserves your energy. That may sound harsh, but it's one of the most freeing truths you'll ever embrace. Your energy is sacred. Your heart is sacred. Your time, your attention, your thoughts, they are not limitless. They are precious. And if you keep pouring them into what drains you, what confuses you, what keeps you tethered to versions of yourself that no longer reflect who you are, then the light in you begins to flicker. Not because it's weak, but because it's being pulled in too many directions that were never meant for you. Not everyone belongs in your story. Some people are here for a season, others for a lesson, and a few, a rare few, are meant to walk beside you through the deep valleys and the high mountaintops. But too often, we try to drag people from past chapters into the next one, thinking we're being loyal, thinking we're being kind. Yet, in doing so, we weigh ourselves down with stories that have already ended. Growth requires space, and sometimes that space is made by letting go of relationships that no longer carry truth, purpose, or peace. You can't walk into your purpose while clinging to your past. It's impossible to move forward while constantly looking backward. Purpose isn't found in replaying regrets. It's not awakened through guilt. It's birthed in clarity, in courage, in separation. You're not being called to forget where you came from, but you are being called to stop living there. You are not who you were in your lowest moment. You are not the mistakes you made when you didn't know better. You are being reshaped, renewed, and called into something higher. And to get there, you must be willing to leave some things behind. You must choose the light. Not just once, not just on good days, every day, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it requires tough decisions. Choosing the light means choosing peace over chaos, truth over lies, love over fear. It means saying no when the old you would have said yes to please others. It means walking away from things that feel familiar but no longer fit. Choosing the light is not about being better than anyone else. It's about being better aligned with who you were created to be, and then you must separate it. That's the hard part. Because recognition without separation still leaves you in the dark. You can know the truth and still choose to ignore it. You can feel the shift inside you and still stay in places that keep you small. But real transformation demands separation. God didn't just create light, He separated it. He defined it. He placed boundaries around it. And you must do the same. Not out of judgment, not out of anger, but out of reverence for the light within you. That means letting go of habits that drain you. The patterns you return to out of comfort, not conviction. The late night thoughts that spiral into sabotaged. The procrastination disguised as perfectionism. The constant comparison that robs your joy. You've been surviving those habits for long enough, but now it's time to rise beyond survival. It's time to choose habits that build you, nurture you, align you with your higher calling, because you can't carry both growth and the weight of what keeps you stuck. You have to choose. It also means stepping away from voices that silence you. Not all criticism is wisdom. Not all opinions are truth. There are voices, even familiar ones, that want to dim your light because they're uncomfortable with your rise. There are people who loved the version of you that stayed small, and now they're threatened by your expansion. That's not your burden to carry. You weren't born to be silent. You weren't born to be invisible. Your voice was made to speak life, to carry truth, to reflect the echo of the Creator's own words. Let it rise. Let it be heard. And finally, it means rising above the darkness that's been trying to define you. The shame, the fear, the bitterness, the insecurity, that voice that says you're not enough, that belief that says your past is stronger than your future. All of it, let it go. Not because it didn't shape you, but because it no longer serves you. You are not the sum of your scars. You are the result of your healing. You are not the echo of your failures. You are the evidence of grace. And grace is calling you higher. There will be resistance. The past will call out for you. Old mindsets will try to pull you back. Familiar pain will knock at your door. But don't answer. Don't shrink. Don't return to the dark just because it's easier than walking forward into the unknown. The unknown is where your purpose waits. The unknown is where the next chapter begins. And it will require your full heart, your full presence, your full light. So rise. Not perfectly, not instantly, but intentionally. Rise with the determination of someone who knows that their destiny is worth the fight. Rise with the strength of someone who's tired of settling for survival. Rise with the grace of someone who understands that beginnings often come disguised as endings. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not broken beyond repair. You are standing on holy ground, the threshold between what was and what will be. And all it takes to step forward is one decision: to choose the light, to protect it, to walk in it, and to separate it from the things that try to put it out. This is your moment, not to be perfect, but to be clear. Clear about who you are, clear about where you're going, clear about what no longer belongs in your story. Because light is not just a gift, it's a responsibility. and now it's yours to carry. Choose well, choose boldly, choose the light, and don't look back. God saw the light, and he saw that it was good. That's not just a verse. It's not just a poetic line tucked into the pages of ancient scripture. It's a divine principle, one that still speaks, still breathes, still pulses with relevance for your life right now. It reminds us of something we often forget. The light isn't accidental, it's intentional, it's sacred, it's seen, it's good, and that same principle echoes through your story today. There is light in you, whether you see it or not, whether you feel it or not, whether others recognize it or not. That light has always been there, flickering in your compassion, rising in your resilience, speaking in your truth, and glowing quietly in every moment you chose love over hate, peace over chaos, and hope over despair. That light is not just something you carry, it's something you are. It's been planted deep within your soul by the one who created light itself. And here's what's even more powerful. That light is good, not flawed, not insufficient, not something to be hidden or doubted. It is good, it is worthy of being seen, and God, in his infinite wisdom, not only saw the light, he called it good. That's divine validation, not based on performance, not based on perfection, but based on essence. That means your worth, your value, your light isn't tied to your achievements. It's not dependent on the approval of others. It's rooted in something deeper, something eternal, the goodness placed inside you by the Creator himself. But seeing the light is only the beginning. Now is the time, your time, to separate it, to pull it apart from the things that try to dim it, to take a hard, honest look at your life and ask, what is keeping my light from shining fully? What habits, what thoughts, what relationships, what environments are clouding what's good in me? This isn't about judgment, it's about clarity, it's about freedom. God separated the light from the darkness, not to destroy, but to define. He gave light its own space, its own place to flourish, and you must do the same. Separation isn't rejection, it's alignment. It's choosing to no longer compromise your peace for temporary comfort. It's choosing to guard your purpose, even if it means disappointing others. It's choosing to protect your light, because light is fragile when it's not honored. And make no mistake, the world will pull at it, people will test it, doubt will whisper to it. But if you protect it, it will not only survive, it will grow. To protect your light is to set boundaries. It's to say no when your heart is saying yes to peace. It's to stop explaining your worth to those committed to misunderstanding you. It's to stop watering relationships that do not water you back. It's to step away from shame, from cycles, from conversations that keep you small. Your light was not made to live in confusion. It was not created to shrink in fear. It was born to shine boldly, intentionally, and clearly. Let it shine. That's your call now. Not just to notice it, not just to separate it, not just to protect it, but to release it into the world. Your light was not given to you for you alone. It's meant to illuminate the path for others, to speak hope into dark places, to bring warmth to cold hearts, to offer direction, comfort, healing. Not by being loud, not by being perfect, but by being true. Just by showing up fully and authentically. That's what light does. It doesn't force, it reveals, it invites. It changes atmospheres by simply being present. Because when you let your light shine, you don't just escape the darkness, you become a light for others. You become a living, breathing example of what's possible, of what redemption looks like, of what grace feels like. You show others that healing is possible, that joy can return, that purpose can be reclaimed. You become a lighthouse in someone else's storm, a candle in someone else's shadow, a reminder that even in the darkest night, light still lives. And here's what's truly beautiful. Your light doesn't have to be overwhelming to be powerful. It doesn't have to reach millions to matter. It just has to be real, steady, honest. When you live in your light, you give others permission to find theirs. You shift the atmosphere of every room you enter. You bring hope without preaching. You offer peace without trying, because your light speaks. Your light heals. Your light leads. So today, look inward, not with criticism, but with compassion. See what's already glowing. See the good that exists in you, the good you've earned, the good you've received, the good you've become, and honor it, protect it, let it rise, let it breathe, let it grow, because the Creator of the universe saw light and called it good, and He sees that same light in you. It's time to believe Him. It's time to agree with heaven. It's time to step into the truth that's been waiting for you. All along, there is light in you. It is good, and now is the time to separate it, to protect it, to let it shine, because when you do, you don't just escape the darkness, you become the light others have been praying for.